So for this bubble talk, we're going to talk about Leicester City and how they've changed the Premier League and maybe for a number of years to come. So let's get it out of the way. The first question is: are they going to win the Premier League?
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Do you reckon they've just bossed it out?
I don't think they can. They've done that well all season. I can't see them slipping up now. To be honest, they've done that well.
Yeah, a lot of people said at Christmas they had a tough Christmas period, but for me, I thought no, they came through it. They battled through that, and I think they've got 8 games left.
Something like that.
I think it's screw up for me. No.
For me, when they won it, I think when I thought they're going to win it is when they beat City at City.
They didn't just beat City, they controlled City at the Etihad, and it doesn't come from many teams, does it?
Who goes to City and say, yeah, we absolutely battered City at the Etihad? Who does never?
City haven't been great this year, but they're still a good team.
Exactly.
And it takes a lot to beat them, so it shows how good Leicester are this year. But the thing is, they haven't got world beaters in the team. They haven't got ridiculously priced players. They've got
exactly like say, it's like how much they got out. The team cost 23 million maybe maximum, and like let's just go through the players who they've got. Like
United paid 27 million.
Exactly, like
you've got one player worth more than what their whole squad, their starting 11 is, and it's
and he's renowned for elbowing and spitting on people.
He's not even wanted.
he's not even in the squad half the time. Half the fans wonder why he's even in the team. Who heard before this? Who heard of Mahrez before?
I had no idea.
I didn't know.
Do you know? This is a fact. Before it, he thought Leicester were a rugby club. He thought when Leicester City was I thought, what? I don't want to play for a rugby team. And that's how money he's only scored 15 goals for he's the second top goal scorer for Leicester. And then I look at Jamie Vardy.
Let's start with him.
What was he?
Who is he? Who was he?
A factory worker.
Exactly. 2005 he was a factory worker.
Fleetwood Town.
I remember when I went watching non-league football, I went watching FC United and he scored against them. So, I can't remember what team it was, but he scored against them, and they get an attendance of 1,000, if that. Playing non-league football.
Vardy playing last year.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he scored.
He's now Premier League top scorer.
Exactly. I didn't know anything about him last season.
Did he score that many last season?
He scored about 10.
He's a record holder as well, isn't he? He brought the most goals in consecutive games.
He brought Van Nistelrooy's record, and even Van Nistelrooy was like fair play to him. I just think the biggest thing that Leicester have is they've already exactly what great about talent pathway. We've been talking about grit and what makes a gritty player and a gritty team, and they've got a combination they've got to lose. They've got nothing to lose. All people thought they won the last 10 games of the season, so many games to stay up, and then we thought, is it going to be the same thing next season? And then look at them they're not expecting to get Champions League. They'll get top 4.
I saw an interview with Danny Drinkwater, and he was saying that they obviously concentrate on their games only.
Yeah.
And then he said that's what we're going to do. It doesn't bother us that people saying, oh, you'll be playing Barcelona in next year's Champions League and stuff like that. They just focus on their own game. I think that's the main thing.
Well, a lot of people look at it and go, look, Leicester, they've had a good start of the season. Before Christmas it was, they had a good start. But if you look at the stats from 2015, just that year,
yeah,
they were, and you put on points that you won throughout 2015, they were still top of the league.
Exactly.
And it doesn't come from, like you say, something changed at the end of last season.
Exactly, every team goes through a bad patch. Every team think, they started off well, when they're going to slip up, and if they do slip up, how are they going to get themselves back up? And they've never really struggled.
They've come back from a lot of games as well. They've been 2-0 down, come back 3-2.
They've done it against Southampton,
Exactly.
they've done it against Watford, they've done it against Aston Villa, and they've just managed to come back, and they've just come out of nowhere. The thing is, they've got good players, but they've not got anyone who's amazing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They work for each other, don't they? It's not. Look, we've brought in this guy. He's cost 30-odd million. Let's everyone work for him.
Yeah.
We're a club.
Yeah.
We need to work for the fans, and you can see how much it comes off because the atmosphere there is unbelievable.
When they scored, I think I said it was when they scored. There was a university project going on.
Yeah.
It felt like it was a mini earthquake. The noise that was made from the stadium after that goal.
Who would have thought, though, you're a Leicester City fan, and you think, we're going to expect him maybe mid-table, merely avoid relegation, to thinking that they could be getting a Champions League ticket. next season.
They will be. There's no doubt about it. They'll be in the Champions League.
They would be happy with Europa League, even top 10. They'd be absolutely buzzing with top 10.
Exactly.
But then look, they're going to places like Anfield, and yeah, they lost against the Emirates, but they weren't exactly upset, were they?
10 men as well, last minute goal.
2-1 as well, and they're going to places now that they think, oh, here we go, another loss here, there's a trip down on.
They're not
Like we said before, like they've played 30 games this season in the Premier League. They've won 18 of them, lost 3. So it just goes to show that makes it 9 they've drawn. So it goes to show when they are losing, they still fight back and they don't lose. They don't lose often.
It's like the old United, isn't it? They just don't give up.
They've lost 10% of the games, and it just goes to show like your Chelsea, where have they gone? Their thing was Mourinho, weren't it? But
I know Leicester changed the manager.
Yeah.
They've got someone new in, and he might use a different philosophy, so he might be more with determination. In other teams, you just get world-class players, paid a lot of money for them, they don't care. They just seem to go along with it, and then you get Leicester, all the players are working hard each week.
But you see what Ranieri's done that. Every time they get a clean sheet, he takes them out for Italian food. It's just, I think it's little things like it brings the team cohesion up.
Yeah.
I just think that mentality of look at Kante, like Real Madrid said, never going to ever be a good player for them, and look how determined he is, and how good he tracks back, and how he can analyse and see where the danger is, and he's a complete CVS.
One of the signing of the season, isn't he? Apart from Payet, between them two, he's one of the best.
Like who'd have thought? Like, here we go, Kante. He's had a couple of games. Can he last for the whole season? And he's some of the players in the league who are like out and out consistent midfielders. He's just brushed them aside.
Yeah.
Completely, utterly dominated.
Controls it all though, that's the thing. He likes to. He's everywhere. He gets just about everywhere. Controls everything, and it's just when the last time you seen a player that does as much as he does, and you hear him all the time throughout the game, and the commentators are praising him non-stop, and it's man of the match performances and stuff like that.
Because I watched the highlights of him in the second half against Newcastle, and the commentator has it. Kante again intercepted him. Kante again doing that great tackle by Kante. And the thing is, he's not afraid. He's not the greatest of passers, but he's not afraid to get the ball and drive to space. Yeah. And that's what you need, because you get some centre midfielders like you get Lee Cattermole. He's only good for tackling, but then he can't pass properly, and he always gets he ends up getting booked every time.
On the other hand, you get Scholes, good passer that can't tackle.
He
can tackle, but he's always in the book.
You need a disciplined midfielder. You need a good centre midfielder, like that anchor of a team. And Kante is. I don't even know where Kante came from.
He was your Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
So look how much Yaya Toure cost.
Exactly.
What do you think that next year people come in for Kante, Mahrez, Vardy, people like that?
I think there'll be big offers on the table, but I personally don't think Ranieri will accept them.
I don't think.
I just think I don't see why they'd want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to be considered a top 4 club now. If they win, they're going to. I'm saying that they're going to win Premier League. I think it's either them or Tottenham.
No, they'll win the league now. But it's like you said, why have Leicester ended up there? Like, why has it changed the Premier League? It's passion. It's not. Yeah. It's not. Oh, there's 300 million. Go and spend 300 million. Well done, you finished 7th.
Exactly.
Well done, you're in 6th place. You're doing great.
Just looking at that, then, if signed Damari Gray, I know he's a young player, but they're signing people not just for now, for the future as well. So they think about obviously the future. And the Premier League.
They're just sending all their youth out on loan and stuff like that, and they're getting games, they're getting game time, but why don't you just bring them through?
Exactly.
You're having that many injuries from players that are absolutely world class, that aren't doing anything. You're wasting nearly £30 million on players that don't even put in the squad.
Exactly.
Do it.
Just so you all know as well, we're all United fans ourselves, so we all share the disbelief of what's happening this season and how upsetting it is, in it. And we've got to play Liverpool tonight as well, so it's quite a scary feeling to know that next season we're all. Is it 7th place you get Europa League, or?
Don't want Europa League.
I don't want it.
Europa League.
A team who is expected to win Champions League, FA Cups, Premier Leagues, and we only just managed to get a draw against West Ham. And we're going to go up to Park as well. I know. So, and then next season, FIFA 17, we're going to be maybe even seeing Jamie Vardy in front cover, which
Why not? It brings like you say, it's a different aspect of football now. It's bringing back football from what it was to what it is. It's just a business now. Isn't it? It's
there's loads of money. It's not just business.
They've fought for where they are. They've put a lot of passion into it, a lot of determination. Like you say, grit. There's just loads of it, and it's from your top clubs like Chelsea. They've gone backwards.
Yeah.
They might have picked it up now, but it's too late. United, where are they? City, 4th, is it?
Yeah.
Not good enough for them. So the other one is West Ham.
Yeah.
What are they doing up there? Why are they there? They should be there.
Exactly. Speaking of City though, like you see Leicester week in week out at the old ground bringing away fans. City Champions League games
Can't even get.
they got 20,000 empty seats.
It's just
It's just unbelievable. It's like it's just if Leicester play one game and they don't win, Leicester I'm not going to come back next week. City, but no, they're there every single week supporting the team, and that's what I think lacks with a lot of big clubs now. They have one bad game or one bad result, or they buy one bad player, managers getting slated, the club's getting slated, they're not going to come and watch the games. It's just, there's so much high expectation, but there's clubs like West Ham and Leicester who are not expected to be so far up in the league, and they think they're absolutely loving it because they don't know when it's going to end.
When they get on, they're just going to keep going and going and going because they don't want it. Like you said, they don't want it to end. They're just going to keep winning.
Exactly. I just think, where's the line where you think, right, let's cut them some slack?
Is it when they win the league? Do you think, oh look, top 4 team now next season, or is it back down to relegation?
Do you think it's just
last season, where did they finish in the league? Just above relegation.
Yeah, just above relegation. Yeah.
They were fighting for survival last season, and now they're top of the league.
Yeah.
Does it go backwards like Chelsea did, or does Ranieri do something where he keeps them?
Exactly.
And that comes to what they do in the transfer market, doesn't it? If they go out, they spend the money that they get. Do they go out and buy players and upset the team, or bring in the youth from their academies, bring them up like they are doing, and keep them in, and keep their world-class players now? Let's be honest, that's what they are.
If they got money, do you know, like the Premier League get money from the Premier League? Yeah, like I said, if they bring the money, get the money and bring in new players, will the morale within the team go? Because
it's upsetting the team, and it's not.
Number of questions. Like I'm worried. The only thing that's worrying me, because you know when Chelsea won the league last year, they've not really made a lot of changes to the squad, and now the teams have just been able to go to Stamford Bridge and just pick them apart. What's the difference now? What are Leicester going to have to do? Are they going to spend big, or are they going to be able to keep the likes of Vardy, Mahrez, Kante, even Robert Hoof, who's been in the Premier League for God knows how long? He's had one of the best seasons of his life.
He's been quality.
What
Kasper Schmeichel.
Kasper Schmeichel,
living up to his dad's expectations now, isn't he? So
I just think, what's going to happen? I don't think that's going to change the whole Premier League aspect. Are they going to be one of those teams where is Ranieri going to go a bit mental and spend a lot of money, or is he going to just go completely for youth? That's the only thing really.
Can you have to buy, but not to the extent of City?
It's not. I don't think he's going to draw in players such as like your world class players.
Yeah.
I think, like we were talking about earlier, your players that are at bigger clubs that are not getting the game time they need or the game time they should be. So players like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain at Arsenal,
they don't want him, do they?
He's not wanted there much anymore. So players like that, I think, could fit at Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester shirt. But then again, why bring in someone and put him in the team when you've got a full starting 11 plus your sons there that have proven that doesn't need outside players to come in. They've got what it takes there to win the league.
Exactly, because this is a team where if they're being successful now, they're going to want more success after that. Years to come, they're going to be more hungry for it. So it's a transitional period where they can't rush into it. Really, they've got to think.
Big one for
the next 5 years is going to be so crucial for them. Are they going to do a Blackburn and win it in '95 and then absolutely going?
Are they going to end up like Bolton?
Oh.
Bottom of the Championship.
They're going to get relegated. It's
just having to be bought out for what is it, 7 million? Something ridiculous like that.
They've just sacked Neil Lennon. So
if you look at West Brom teams like that, they're signing like Ryan Leverkusen. They're signing players that United had, for example, who weren't wanted. Signing them now. Look at now how well they're performing. So I feel that Leicester can look at them kind of players. The clubs don't want, like Oxlade-Chamberlain, bring them in and then.
It's like giving a player a second chance of getting a career, because like Mahrez was at a second league, he was in like the second division of French football.
Yeah, and it's not thinking, is it?
It's
It's like Vardy. Like if you're going to talk about anyone for second chances,
Yeah.
it's Vardy, and it's like he was playing non-league football. He was a factory worker 11 years ago,
Yeah.
and then he was playing non-league football, and he's your ideal idol, and he's the one you want to look at for. Well, hold on, how's he got there?
Yeah.
Why has he got there? And then you've got Yaya Toure, who's been playing for Barcelona, he's played for everyone, played for City, and look how much money he's being paid. Plays like Rooney, £300,000 a week, and he's not even performing.
Who'd you rather have on the team at the moment as well?
Why should it's like your England squad for the Euros? Why should Rooney go? Why shouldn't it just be Vardy?
Yeah.
And
Harry Kane
and Vardy, I'd put them to him. Why should Rooney go?
I've said it from
Just
the
because
start.
he's your captain doesn't mean he's been performing.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Rooney, and I must admit he gets under a lot of scrutiny, but I think sometimes he doesn't help himself, and I think having the big price tag, having the big wage bill, can have such a psychological effect on people.
And he brought that himself. He was moaning for more money,
Yeah.
so he brought that himself.
But look at Vardy. He knows he's not getting any younger. He's 29, but he's physically fit. He rarely gets injured. He's only been injured once this year, as opposed
Fights
to.
for everything.
That's one thing with Leicester, they haven't got many injuries.
Look at Vincent Kompany. He's done his calf
Exactly.
for the
in
18th.
out, everything.
He's like, then you get Jack Wilshere injured every time with his ankle. Sturridge with his groin and his calf and everything. It's just Vardy. He keeps fit. He keeps himself going, and that's what you need in a professional footballer.
I know Ranieri, do you know he's the is it the tinkerer? Where he obviously changes. He's known for changing his team every week.
Yeah.
This year, I think he's kept his team the same, the most out of everyone. So that's something he's new different.
But it's because they're performing.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you change a winning team and
Exactly.
players come back from injury? But
They've got to show they can get back in that team.
You show me in training that you're performing better than him, and then I'll consider bringing you on as a sub. But that's where it works between how he treats his players and how much respect they've got for him.
So this is a question. If you think it's going to change the Premier League, why do you think it's going to change it in terms of other teams thinking about it now? So do you think other clubs are going to be like, instead of me spending loads of money, I'm going to on big players? Do you reckon they're going to spend it on players who you wouldn't have expected before?
Scouting, I think.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Well, I personally think that you've still got your clubs like United, Chelsea, stuff like that are just going to spend that money stupid because it's a freak season and it doesn't happen. But then you look at Tottenham, yeah, they spend money, but they don't spend anywhere near as much as the big clubs.
Yeah.
And look where they are in the league. Your teams like West Ham, and I think they'll take a chance to look at it and think, right, if we get a bit of money, yeah, let's spend a bit. Let's bring in players that other people might not necessarily know, or they do know of them, but they're not considered world-class players. Bring them in, see what they do, and I think there'll be a bit of a change between who's fighting for Europa League and stuff like that now.
Do you think the expectation of the fans has an effect on it? Because if imagine if United bought Mahrez, all the fans were like,
Why are they signing players like that?
Who's this geezer? Like,
The big four teams, United, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, they want big names, world-class names, and if they don't get that, then there's a massive uproar.
they want the finished article, don't they? They don't, like, obviously Rashford's been a blessing in disguise for United, but can you keep it up?
But when Rooney comes in and the rest of them become fully fit, will he be given a chance?
Exactly, he was never considered until Thingy got injured in the warm-up.
It's like it's the last option.
Yeah.
It's not fair. The lad comes on and scores goals, and if he's in the Leicester side there, he doesn't come out of the team until he doesn't perform. And it's
What I've heard, that's why maybe we're lacking as a country in comparison to other countries like Germany and Spain and Italy.
Germany's got loads of youth players.
Like how many of them players came out at the same time and broke to the national team, and look how much success he's had ever since. It's just, is it us as a country, and maybe Leicester could perhaps wake people and think, look, this is what they're doing, why can all the other clubs do it? It could completely change the face of British football.
It should do. It's like Vardy. Why is he not now England's first choice striker? He's Premier League top scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He's just broke a record this season. Why can't he be first choice striker? Just because Rooney's your captain, he's earning that much money. And does he put on that shirt for the fact that he considers it as pride and an honour, or does he put on that shirt because he's the captain and he's got to do it and it's a job for him? Whereas Vardy will take anything for that. He'd happily sit on that bench and say, look, look how far I've come. I'm sat on the bench for England.
Yeah.
I've made my national team, and I'll wait for my chance.
Well, it was like that for years though, with it, like, not a lot of players from, like, let's say, like, it's only been recent, like, only been different recently. Like, when it was years ago, it was always only top 4 teams got picked, players got picked. But now you get to see people from, like, look at when Kevin Davies from Bolton got into it. Like, you see, there's a bit of a change, like Roy Hodgson, really. Like, top players from Tottenham, Southampton. Look, Southampton got quite a few players now from their team, so it's a nice little change, isn't it?
Look
But
at Southampton as well, they've had players picked off left, right and centre from all big clubs. But they're still going, they're still finding players, and they're not up there, but they're steady.
yeah,
They're not dropped right down to the bottom because they've lost the players.
exactly. So I think we'll wrap that up.
Yep.
So if
Leicester to win the league.
if you see this, and if you disagree with anything today, or have any questions to ask us, feel free to comment on it. If you think if you agree with us, I think Leicester are going to win, then feel free to comment on it. Also, we're going to put a few articles on what we've talked about. So we talked about grit, and we talked about passion and behaviour, and we're going to put them on. We're going to put them on the references below. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So,
Leicester to win the league.